right, let's get this show on the road. Warm-ups are in the books. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. What we got going on today is a little pre-run that's coming up for the Thanksgiving poker run that I'm putting on for Hardcore Enduro. So if you want to come out, that's November 23rd out in Spangler here for the Thanksgiving Hardcore Enduro poker run. I guess that's what I'm calling it. And I got Kyle and Ashton out with me helping out today. We're going to do a little pre-run, make sure the checkpoints, I got 7 checkpoints out here, make sure each one's doable, find out distance, time, where gassing up, got to run it, make sure it's going to flow for the day. Now, it's not going to be a race, it's not a timed event or anything. I mean, it's just some friends getting together, and it's fun having like a goal or a mission for the ride. So I've been wanting to do a poker run for a long time. I wanted to have one last spring, but I got injured, so that all got scrapped. But we're back on, and if you want to know more about it, just hit me up at george@hardcoreenduro.com, and I'll let you know what the full details. It's coming up quick. I think it's only like 2 weeks out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Before we get too far, I want to say happy birthday to my Marine Corps. Yup! Yeah! I'm recording this on November 10th. That's Marine Corps birthday. We are 250 years old today. That's pretty old. We're older than the country. Most people don't know that the Marine Corps is older than the actual United States. That's how badass we are. All right, nice little hill climb. Yeah, we need to get some blood flowing here. Got some whoops in. I did my warm-ups. Got some whoops. And a little hill climb. Now, it rained here about a month ago. It's a hellacious rain, man. The ruts out here from the rain were everywhere, and they were really deep. All the transfer sections kept you on your toes. You had to watch out for these dang ruts. I mean, they're big. Look at this sucker. It's like slowing my bike up right here. So what I'm doing, so I'm going to checkpoint 1. I've cut out checkpoint 1, how I've made the checkpoints. I got some hard ones because I'm trying to do this more hard enduro style. Ooh, look at the tunnel through the tracks right here. Look how much is washed out, folks. That used to be flat. I mean, there's like a little 6-inch, maybe a foot lip. Now they've got this big old bowl. Like they have this on Hare and Hands. No one's been here. Like, I saw tracks and like you can see where people have stopped and turned around. And it's all sand right here, so it's really hard to get the traction where I can do a double blip or something like that to get up here. Someone's calling me right now. Not very good reception out here, but it went through. I got a call. Anyways, yeah, it's got like this little bit of a 2.5, 3 foot wall right there, top of the fender. You got the sand. It just makes it really hard to get any momentum established and be able to like pop that front end up without just plowing straight into that cement wall right there. I give it a couple tries, and then Kyle's gonna help just push the bike over, and then we're gonna get some rocks and throw in some kickers. God damn it! And with the rocks, it actually made it pretty easy. You'll see that coming up. So we got checkpoint 1. I made it kind of easy. There we go. Give it the old teamwork.
That helped.
Yeah, I gave it the old bump start to get it over. That's a little tip there. If you need just a couple inches to go, you can just hit the start on your bike and it'll just tractor up a little bit. Yeah, moving some rocks. If you ride hard enduro, you're probably a professional rock mover as well. We move a lot of rocks riding hard enduro. Manual labor, we can't get enough. The ride's hard enough, and we gotta throw some heavy rock lifting in there as well. That is a big one.
I can't check this.
No, that's too big. I had no way. That was a big old rock. All right, we're getting close. The pile's getting big. Yeah, Kyle, get up there nice and easy. You're welcome, folks. Whoever comes after this, we put the rock kickers there for you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to riding, y'all. Checkpoint 1 is right up there. That little peak on the left-hand side, the little nipple you see. About almost 12 o'clock, it's about 11:30 right now. This one's a close one. I want to make the first checkpoint kind of close to give everyone a little snack right in the beginning here. This one is only 2.5 miles into the ride. It's a little bit of a challenge. I didn't want to make it too hard right off the bat. It does have a sneaky, nice little black diamond line, I'd say. It's short, though. It doesn't take very long. But there's other lines, so you can take the hard line, or you can find the easier one on the back side, or one of the other sides, climbing up there. But it's not too bad. I'd say for checkpoint 1, this worked out perfectly. It's short, quick, and several other routes to get up there, too. Here we go. Checkpoint 1. This is the way I went up it. This is the good way, the hard way. Start out the nice little climb right here. It's got this sandy, rocky hill climb. You got to have some speed coming up. Now, water has crusted over the top there, so you're getting a little traction, but you break through that crust, and it gets real soft. So I get down in the rut here, and it's real rocky. You can see I just got a lot of traction as soon as I drop down into this rocky rut. Comes up to the left there. It's got this really narrow gap you got to get through these two rocks. Getting pretty good traction right through here. Looking down for the boys that are coming up. Right here is a real narrow little gap through there. I'm running that VE33S. It's getting pretty used by now. The knobs are getting pretty worn down. Tapered off, I'd say. Gotta pivot back right. Little trails following went left, but I saw this little line over here looked a little bit better. So pivoted around right. Just wave that outside peg, give it a little juice. Up and over. Got the next little ledge to get over now. Should have just carried the momentum. It stopped once again. Now I pivot left to get back on the main line here. You just see that where the water rut is right there. But once you're up to this point, it's pretty easy. Just get on up to the top. Checkpoint 1. Not too bad. Like I said, it's just kind of a short little one here, just to give you a little snack, a little taste of what's to come. Now you can come from the right side. There's a line coming up, and from the left. But I'll have a cash can right here. You'll grab your card, put it in your pack. Now I'm gonna have to have some kind of honor system there because I don't have no one at the checkpoint. But grab your card, put it in your pack, and move off the checkpoint. We're on to checkpoint 2 now, which is about 6. This is 2.5, so it's about 7 miles to go to get to checkpoint 2. And we got a big transfer section. Ooh, big old rut right there. That was a bad one. All this hillside just rutted out from the rain we had about a month ago. But the transfer sections here, I'm trying to keep the whoops out of it. So I don't want this to be like a hare and hound out here where it's just gonna beat you up of 80 miles of whoops. So what I've done is that I've just used some of the main roads that are a lot smoother so that you can just get through it real quick without beating yourself up. Now on a hare and hound, they'd be going through some little rabbit trail off in the across the desert here, and it'd be whooped and it'd be beating you up. I don't want that. So I want checkpoints to be hard, but the transfer sections I'm trying to keep easy, just so you can get through them real quick. I'm gonna cross over Trona Road coming up. Hey, gotta have some whoops in there. Gotta keep you honest. Gotta have some whoops. Keep you off your butt. They're kind of fun. Yep, a little bit of whoops like this, it's always fun because you're jumping them, you're transferring. Anyways, we crossed over Trona Road. This is the Sand Super Highway, and you can just see how rutted out it is. Man, the water just ate this sucker up, man. It is bad. I need to bring my grader out here and smooth it out for everybody. So we're gonna take this all the way to the train tracks, and then we're gonna hug the train tracks, get over to checkpoint 2. Checkpoint 2, you can kind of see it. It's the hills off about 1 o'clock there that are kind of closer to us. I think it's that second set. Anyway, just getting through this like I said, I don't want to be beating myself going through some little side trail. Went all the way to the train tracks, and luckily they've smoothed out the side of the track here too. So just, I'm like, all right, let's just get this done. Looking at where to go. Yeah. All right, so there we go. Top of this peak here is checkpoint 2. This is a step up in difficulty from checkpoint 1. You can come from the north side, which is off to our left. We're coming in from the south side here, and it's a definite step up from the last checkpoint. So this poker run, I'm not making it too easy. You got, I think, checkpoint 4 and 5 are kind of gimme checkpoints. 5 being the easiest because it's just at the joint. But you're going to have to work hard. I mean, I want to be more of a hard enduro style poker run for guys that like the hard stuff like me. And I think this delivers that. You do have the transfer sections, of course. No way getting around that. Spangler is just so spread out that that's just how it works out. You know, if this was Barren Ridge or something like that, you could keep it hard the whole time. But it's nice having some transfer sections, get to cool down, get your heart rate down, and relax just during the transfer. So each checkpoint, I'm trying to go up the hardest way. There is an easier way at each one. I'm just trying to do it the hardest ways. Make sure if the guys, you know, for me who like the hard stuff, that I can get up to it, and the guys that need it a little bit easier, they can go the alternate route. This is pretty good right here. It's gonna be a battle fighting through all this loose rock, sandy soil. You just gotta carry some momentum. Do a couple rock backs to reestablish some momentum. It's not as steep as it looks. It's actually one that it looks kind of steep on camera, which is really not too bad. And as long as you carry momentum, you can just keep tractoring up the hill. It's pretty good. Got to feather that clutch though. Tell you that Enduro clutch system, the easy clutch pull I have, I really like it. It makes these long, steady hill climbs so much easier for my little girl hands that I have. I was telling Kyle, man, I shook Graham Jarvis's hand, and I could just tell he's got 50 years of pulling the clutch in every single day. So his forearms are like Popeye forearms. It felt like he could just crush my hand if he wanted to. So I ain't that way. When you only ride a couple times a month, your forearms, you just don't have the conditioning and the strength in it to be pulling in the clutch all the time. So if you guys have a really hard clutch, really stiff pull, I recommend looking into the Enduro. Now I think they're specific just for KTMs, Huskies. I don't know if they've are doing the other brands now. They probably are. I mean, they're really good. The Enduro easy clutch system. Look it up. It's a little pricey, but if you're going to be doing a lot of clutch work and you're just a weekend warrior rider, I think it's worth it because it's just so nice. Yeah, making our way up here. Got a rock down here. Got to put in my good deed for the day. Help out all the other riders coming up behind me and future riders. You're welcome. Back to riding. I don't know why. Every once in a while, I'm just like, I don't like a rock, and there's so many rocks everywhere, but there's one rock that really just pisses me off. I gotta get it out of the trail. So it was a little bit of work. Got the heart rate going, that's for sure, but Trixie was the champ and made it up here. This is the first half of the climb, and then we go into a little bit steeper part of it here. Now there's multiple lines here, and this is where I'm saying you can go on the main line, or you can make your own line, which I end up having to do that. It gets so loose, and the rocks are moving on me. I'm kind of splitting the two trails here, but you can see how rutted out these rocks are just moving on me. This one's pretty steep. Now I could go down and make a second go at it. There's a line to my right that I think if I did a second go at it, I'd do the line to my right. But I look left, and you got some fresh virgin soil over there, so I'm like, I'm gonna just roll down a little bit, pivot left, and I'm gonna hit that to my left here and see how that works out for me. So I get up here and she grabs, so then I just start going up the hill. I'm like, yeah. Telling y'all that VE33S is made for this terrain. It has the big knobs on it, and it's got the softer compound, so it still grabs great in the sand, and then when you get into the rocks, it's soft enough that it can grab on those rocks. And then I do have my drilled out moose set up, so then it's able to wrap around a lot of these rocks. I could be more aggressive on the gas, and I think I'd be shooting up a little faster. You can see I'm just kind of lugging the whole damn time. We're almost to the top. Here gets the most technical of the whole climb. Just kind of work your way up, keep your balance. Let the bike do most of the work. There's a little bit of a step up right here. It's hard to tell on camera, but there's a little bit of a steep step up right there. Just gonna rock back, get some momentum. There we go. Got the rear tire up. A bit of a tight squeeze through here. Just looking down, see if my rear tire is getting hung up in a rock. It wasn't. All right, we are on top, folks. Checkpoint 2 is in the books. Almost right up here. So there's some rocks right to the right there. That's where checkpoint 2 is gonna be. I'll put the cash can there. You grab your card. So you got 2 cards. Hopefully you got a pair of aces by now. So you got the highest hand of anyone. You can probably just go back to the rig right now and win the cash prize. You don't even have to hit the rest of the checkpoints. You got a pair of aces. That's how poker run works, folks. It's whoever has the best poker hand. And it all comes to high card or just the highest pair, you know, just like playing poker. You don't have to hit all the checkpoints, and imagine some checkpoints are gonna be, you won't be able to get it. So if you can't make a checkpoint, you just skip it and go on to the next one. This is that back side, which is an easier route getting up. It is pretty rutted out, but if you pick, I go down the ruts here, and if you pick an outside line, outside these ruts, you get a lot of traction. And I don't know, always coming down through crumbly, rolly, bouldery rock stuff is always more sketchy than coming up. Coming up, you can just pin it, and it'll just eat right up through those ruts, no problem. So we are down, so you just start at a higher elevation too, so you can really, I think that is, it's not easy. It's not like you're gonna be able to just cruise on up to the peak, but it's easier, less technical than the other side, the south side of the peak there. So if you can't do the south side, maybe come around to the north side, and you'll be able to get up there and get your card, hit the check. All right, we're off to checkpoint 3 though. And checkpoint 3, that's the hardest one of the day. We're gonna try to attack it from the south side, and it is definitely gold line, double black, hard enduro. So this is classic, what you'd get on a gold line, probably a King of the Motos or something. That's what I'd compare it to. It's hard. So you go up this canyon called Lost and Found, and it is a beast. Oh, I forgot to mention, so Ashton had to break off from the pack. His Beta had a water leak in his radiator, so he went back to the rig, and he's gonna put some, I think, JB Weld on it, and he does get it fixed, so he's able to continue after when we come back to get gas, refuel. So he'll get the second loop in, but right now it's just me and Kyle. I just gotta bring that up because not having that third extra person really was making it tough to get up the Lost and Found canyon. Anyways, here's a section that they always throw in on a hare and hound, but you're always going downhill right here. Or maybe it was my dual enduro that I did. Anyways, I've gone down this exact run several times in some different races. But now we're going up. Trixie's doing really well too. Just keep that momentum going. Not revving it out, so I'm not getting a lot of wheel spin here. It is sandy though, and you can see those ruts that front tire can dig in. Wash that out me, but just picked a different line right there. Get that momentum established. We're almost to the top. Oh, the other thing I'm wearing, so I gotta bring this up too. So I'm planning this dirt bike camp trip, and right now I'm wearing my camping pack that I'd be wearing if I was dirt bike camping. It's extra heavy, so it's loaded up with my sleeping bag. It's got my cooking gear. It's heavier than normal. I got my clothes, everything that I camp in. So it's a much heavier than my normal just everyday riding pack, which is another factor which is going to help wear me out here, because you'll see that now. This is Lost and Found Canyon going up here, going up the back side of checkpoint 3, and this is gonna get very difficult, and that extra weight from that pack, just, man, it's gonna wear me out. I'm gonna be huffing and puffing. So Kyle, he's right behind me. He's riding, I think, a 22 KTM 300. Of course, if you don't know, this is a 25 Husky TE 300 that I'm riding here, Trixie, which we bonded. We're very simpatico at this point. I like her, and I think she likes me, so I haven't beat her up too bad yet. So you got this kind of just sandy little creek canyon wash we're going up. You can see there's a trail, and I've gone down this, which it's pretty bad going down, and I remember going down it and I was like, this would be awesome trying to get up this, and it is doable. Like I said, I wish we had the third person here. There's some points when you gotta push and pull the bike, and just having an extra set of hands there would help out quite a bit. But I do have that really heavy pack on my back, and it's just gonna wear me out pretty good. Oh yeah, look, it's getting good, y'all. This is hardcore enduro approved. This little section here, I'd put about a 9 out of 10 on difficulty, because it's tough. You got this giant boulder up there. That giant boulder has a plaque on it. It says Lost and Found. There's a tricky little shoot section. Just carry the speed with the outside peg.
I had that.
Hey,
a little bit more gas.
I say that every time. I just need to be a little bit more aggressive on some of these little quick shots up the rock here. You need to get up it. The momentum would just carry you up. You always come in a little timid, and you don't have enough aggression getting up these rocks, and you actually get good traction. So if you can just start with a little bit more established momentum, it just makes going up so much easier. You can see that plaque off to the right there. I mean, it's laser engraved.
Lost and Found.
It's professional. Lost and Found. I like that. I was telling Kyle and Ashton, I thought, man, we should start naming the obstacles. Instead of just having the name trail, you come up to an obstacle. Yeah, look at that, folks. You can just name the obstacle. It'd be a lot of fun. Jeep guys do that all the time. Every Jeep trail, every little rock has a name to it. I think that's kind of cool. Maybe I should start doing that. Yeah, look at these big old rocks in here. They're getting bigger. This canyon's getting nasty. Really working hard now. There's not too much wind through here, so you really start heating up. Just having to be choosy. You got to pop that front end around and set yourself up for a good line. Yeah, look at Kyle.
Buddy.
Nicely done there. Trying to save energy. Just got to put that front tire where you want it, pop it over. I mean, you're working hard, but I'm trying to make the bike do most of the work. If you can tell, maybe I'm doing most of the work. Got a nice little uphill. Got to get all the way up and get that rear tire where I want it. So when you do these hard sections, you're always thinking, all right, where does the rear tire need to get? There you go. See that front tire's up in the rock, so that my rear tire was in the groove, and then you just pivot that front tire over. I'm always thinking about that. Where is the rear tire gonna go? Use the front just to line you up, but that rear tire has to get over the obstacle. Which doesn't, of course, doesn't happen all the time. Alright, real tricky through here, just a lot of loose rock. Kyle's gonna have to get up his bike and come help me push a little bit. I'm pushing right now. So I get up here, that big rock right to the right of my front tire, that actually is gonna slide down. Which that's a beast. It probably weighs like 400 pounds or something like that, but it moved. There's Kyle doing his sexy posing. He's always aware of where the camera's at, so you can get a good pose in. Gotta look good on camera.
Well,
All
that
right,
wasn't the plan,
he's gonna
but-
give the old front tire tug, get it on up here.
Yep.
Gotta inch my way. You can see that big rock. So that big rock slid down. I'm glad it didn't do that when I was under it, because it would have trapped me. It would have pinned me under the rock.
Before I get too far, you want to get your bike up?
What if we get you right up here on this flat piece,
Yeah.
and then I can work my way up.
Breathing hard there, old man. We got about right up to the top of that peak. You can see that where the V of the canyon there.
Up there.
That's
split
about the
middle.
end of this hard climb. Which it's really the rocks are just giving way. So having to push here. This is where if we had Ashton here, would have been nice. Just would have saved some energy having that third person here, and I have that extra heavy pack on. I was breathing pretty hard. There's no wind right through this canyon, so I was getting hot. Doing some pushing, trying to get that front tire up just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna pivot around left. Got it on the high side of the bike here. Get up here, the front tire's got a little rock ledge, just gotta go over, and I make the mistake of letting the bike roll back a little bit too far, and then the rear tire falls back down. Which if I would've just given it a little bit extra, I would've got over that little ledge and saved myself a ton of energy. So I'm over there, just keep going, but I let it rock down,
I lost it.
and the rear end falls back down. Anyways, get it on up, but at this point, I'm getting pretty gassed, and we got about 50 yards to go, and we decided to knock it off because we haven't even got his bike up yet. So we turned around here, and we're gonna head around. So this is by far the hardest way to get to this checkpoint. I do think it's doable if you had a third guy there, and I didn't have my heavy pack. I mean that I don't know how much it weighs, probably 40 pounds on my back right now. It's pretty heavy. I need to weigh it. So we're gonna turn around, head back down, go around the far side, and then just to save some time here, there is an easier way to get to the checkpoint. So you come around the north side, the high side, you can get to that checkpoint 3 much easier. It's still hard at the top, but not this hard. This is like level 9. Maxed out hard getting up here. You know, it's a 9 or 10 right now trying to get up this climb, which if you go the northern route is probably a 7. And actually this rock climb wasn't what I was worried about. It's there's a sandy climb that gets you up in this saddle, and it's just a full throttle sandy climb there to get up there, and that's actually the part I thought we wouldn't make. I thought we'd get up through the rocks and then not make the sandy climb, but the rocks stopped us. Anyway, so on poker run day, I don't know if I'd go through this route. If I got some die-hard guys that want to do this, I'll do this. But if it's just, if people don't want to do this hard route, we just go to the north side and save ourselves a ton of energy. I was thinking if you go this route, maybe get a 2-card pool. Give a bonus if you go this super hard. I mean, it is hard, folks. So if you do make it this way, I think you get a bonus. Grab 2 cards instead of the normal 1 card. Right here, I'm almost doing the splits. I had to,
Get my foot around the rock.
yeah, get my foot around that rock there, Georgie. I should practice doing the splits because there's so many times I'm riding. Well, if you could have the flexibility to get your legs out in the split, it would be so convenient because as it is, you know, I can barely do a 90-degree angle. My legs just don't do that. Going downhill, still tricky, but always easier. You got gravity helping you out. You just got to keep yourself from going over the handlebars. As that little chute we went up here, just gonna walk the bike down, let it roll. And like I was saying earlier, maybe you gotta bypass the checkpoint. So if this is you guys and you're going here and you're like, you know what, I ain't doing checkpoint 3, so then you just go down and you're off to checkpoint 4 and you just bypass checkpoint 3. So you can't do that. Maybe you got too gassed, or you're just like, you know what, it's not worth it for me right now. I'm gonna move on to the next checkpoint. But this is by far the hardest one to get to. And if you go this route, I'm gonna give you a bonus. I'm gonna give you a 2-card draw just because it is hard. So we're gonna get down out of the canyon and we're gonna go to the left and go the next little canyon up here. I'm just looking for maybe another alternate route, but there really isn't. And there's a big open wash to the right of us that we could have just bypassed all this, so you don't have to do this hard route. I was just kind of exploring right now. Never know, where you might find a little mountain trail like this to get up and, you know, an alternate route. This is very similar to what you'd get at King of the Motos. This kind of just rocky, bumpy trail rides. So it's good training, good practice. But speaking of King of the Motos, sign-ups are open. Go sign up. It's coming up the end of January. It's like January 20th. So coming up quick. Hard Enduro season's it's right around the corner. 2 months away. I gotta get my conditioning up. So anyways, we get up to the top here and you can see the big wash in front of us. That just goes around to the right of us. So we could have just went one more little canyon over and rode that sandy wash real quick to get around here. So cool. This is by Wagon Wheel. You get all these boulders that are freestanding and the trails just zigzag through the boulders here. It's kind of fun. But you'd hit checkpoint 4. It's not too hard. I didn't hit it up just because I know it's very doable. And then, so we're heading back to the rig to refuel. And we're just going to take Toronto Road to the Cyril's cutoff just right next to the road there. They got it. You can ride really fast. No whoops. Just get it done here. Back to the rig. Got gas. Ashton's with us now. So now we're off to checkpoint 5, which is going to be Ransburg. Got the hill climb right next to the rig. So I'm going to throw that in the run. Got the crowd. Everyone will be there to watch. So it's kind of fun doing an obstacle in front of everyone. Well, I'm doing a hard line, y'all, because that's how I roll. Ashton does a little bit of an easier line to the right. And Kyle, he does the chicken line off to the far right there. You don't have to do the hard line. Do whatever way. Like I said, the checkpoints are the objective. You can make this poker run as hard as you want, or you can make it really easy. Which I think is the beauty of it. You just you go at your level. You can push yourself if you want, or you can take it easy. Almost to the top there. You can see I did a little 511 special. Weight back, throw the weight forward, drop the clutch. Just get that, you're just trying to reestablish that momentum on these uphills. Over that hill, now we're off. So to go to Randsburg, you got to go on some designated routes there. It's like, I don't know if it's wilderness or private ground, but they don't want you riding just wherever the hell you want. It's just kind of blows my mind. We're out here in the desert and there's literally nothing. The terrain all looks the same. Some areas you can open ride, and then other areas you're limited in where you can go. So on your way to Randsburg, there's certain trails you gotta stay on legally. And you know this, I always follow the law on this channel, always. Old mine coming up. Spangler's just full of mines. The whole desert just full of mines, which you gotta be careful if you're running out in Spangler. They have some mines that are marked, and they got other mines that are not, and they're just a big hole. You could be flying across a hilltop, and they're just a big old hole. The shaft drops down 30 feet, something like that. So don't get caught daydreaming out here and fall into a big old hole in the ground. So from the rig we gassed up, that was 36 miles for the first 4 checkpoints, and then back to the rig to refuel. But that's not a hangout, so you're at the rig, just kind of a pit stop, get some gas, fill your water bladder up if you need to, kiss the old lady on the cheek, and then you're off to Randsburg, to the joint for lunch. They do a fantastic burger and fries. You can get a milkshake or a nice Mojave Red, or take a shot if you're my wife. That's what she wants to do all the time. But and they can meet you over there too. So if your honey and your kids want to go meet you at the checkpoint, that's what the joint's all about. We're gonna have lunch. You know, it takes a while. They're not the quickest at making the burgers, so it takes a while. So that loop 2 here took longer just because you had to stop getting some food there. But it's pretty cool. It's one of the mountain off-road stops. There'll be a ton of side-by-sides, a ton of other dirt bikers there, especially for Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to be packed, so you got to expect it's going to take a little bit longer to get through that, get your food. But it's fun. It's definitely worth it. It's kind of one of those novelty places that you just got to go experience. It's pretty cool. I saw this flag flying on top of this hill over here, so I wanted to come check it out. Old Glory, she looks kind of beat up. I was thinking maybe we should bring a fresh one out here and change her out. I mean, it kind of looks like the flag of my house. The flag of my house is all beat up. But it's pretty cool like that. It's got some lights to be lit at night. So there's a couple ways to get to Randsburg. This is kind of the most direct route. Gonna come down to the railroad tracks, and then you gotta go under the track through this tiny little tunnel that goes under the track. It's only about the width of your bike. You gotta hug the track for a while, and then you hop on the side-by-side. Nothing fancy, it's just a kind of a fast side-by-side trail all the way to Randsburg. Like I said, they don't want you going off the path. I mean, you could, and I'm not gonna judge you if you do. I'm like, go get it. That's what I'd say. But I just want to get there. The first 4 checkpoints, you know, pretty good. And you got checkpoint 6, which we go to the top of El Paso Peak, and that's pretty legit. So that's coming up. Plus, you've been on the bike for several hours by now, and I don't know your conditioning. My conditioning isn't too high, so I don't want to beat myself up too much. I want to make sure that I can get through the rest of the ride. So here's the train tracks on the right. Instead of just going right over the top of them, which I guess you could do, it's kind of fun. You find these little tunnels that go under it. So it's about the width of your bike right here. Just ride right on through. Reminds me of tunnel rats back home. There's a tunnel I go under I-5 through. It's all washed out the other side. Just got this big old dip in and out, and then hang a right. I like how they got couple rocks to stop the side-by guys as they're flying at night to not hit that wash. I'm like, there's gonna be somebody flying straight into that wash here. Anyways, we hug the railroad tracks for a mile or two, and then we're gonna hang a left on the Randsburg. And from the rig to Randsburg, I think it took us about 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit less than that. You can really go fast. Maybe it's like 25 minutes, which is pretty good. So here you are. You're on the side-by-side trail. Gets used quite a bit, and I'm sure Thanksgiving weekend there'll be a lot of guys out here. So don't be pissed off at the side-by-side guys. They're stuck on where they can ride. And I actually have a side-by-side, so I really like them. They're a lot of fun. You can throw all the kids in there and then cruise around. So I don't go fast. My RMX 1000 is just kind of a cruiser. It can go when it needs to go, but it's not anything high speed. But it's still a lot of fun. So this is about it. Nothing difficult. Just get her done. It's time to go get a burger. Burger, fries, and a shake. Or a beer and a shot, however you want to do it. Got some nice sandy washes. You can open the bike up. Some guys can handle this really fast speed through the sand here. I'm always a little worried about washing out. It's just a different feel because you can feel the bike kind of moving left and right on you. It's just wagging on you through the sand here. We're coming up to the 395. We got to cross over that, and they want you to stay on the trail. If you got a street legal bike, you can don't have to take this all the way. When you get to the road that takes you into Randsburg, you can just head on up in there and shave off some time. But for us non-plated guys, we got to do the long way around, come up the backside of Randsburg. Don't get too worried that this isn't your hard enduro. We're just trying to get to lunch now, y'all. And what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have my wife. She'll be there, or somebody will be taking the poker cards there. So when we get to the joint, you're gonna grab your poker card. By now, you should have 5. Maybe got a flush going by now. I don't know. You know. I got my set of decks, so it's not. Don't be cheating. Bring your own cards now. I know what cards I brought. I was thinking about the buy-in. Maybe a $20 buy-in. I don't want to make it too much for anyone. And then, so $20 buy-in, and it's just going to be whoever gets the best hand will get the pot. Let's just do that. I'm not doing a donation to any nonprofit right now, which I would like to do that, but honestly, you'd need a lot more riders to have any substantial kind of amount to donate. But I'm figuring there's not going to be a lot of us this first go. This is more just of a trial run to see how this poker run could be set up. There's some other riders. You got to start somewhere. And maybe it never grows anything big. This would just be fun. I was even thinking, this is at Spangler, but I could set up something like this at other locations too. It'd be a lot of fun. It's just Spangler's big, open, and just kind of family friendly with all, if you're bringing kids and everyone else that wants to come up with you. Randsburg's pretty cool town. You'll see, just it's a total off-road town. And they got a couple places to eat, a couple places to grab a drink. Got an ice cream shop here. This will be busy. Come Thanksgiving week, this will be busy. So we're gonna roll into the joint here, and you order a burger right under that tent there. $10 burger. Go inside, get a drink, hang out, get your card. So it'll take a while to get all that done. Okay, we got our burger in, got our card, and then we're off to checkpoint 6, which is El Paso Peak. So basically, we're gonna go reverse route that we just came up to Randsburg, and then when we find the power lines here, you're gonna follow the power lines down. You're gonna cross the valley to those far distant hills that you see. It's just west of the soccer ball, where we're parked with our rigs. The soccer ball is about 2 miles away. You can see it. just for reference. So we're kind of, it works out good because checkpoint 6 and you'll be close to where camp is. Now we come over here and there's a black car just sitting here. There's no one in it. And I've been watching a lot of videos about abandoned or people getting lost in the desert, abandoning their cars, and you know they end up dying out in the desert. It crossed my mind. I was like, maybe I should have stopped, knocked on the window, see if someone's taking a nap in there, or maybe report that car. As you never know. Some driving out in the desert and they just run out of gas. They don't know where the hell they're at. You know, I don't know. There was a German family here that did that in Death Valley not too long ago. And they got turned around, got lost, ran out of water, and they all died out in the desert trying to hike out of there. We're going to cross over the road, and we're going to go up into those mountains right there. Bam! Here we are. Look at that, folks. Just teleported over here, going up this little sandy wash through the canyon. Now, I haven't been to the top of El Paso Peak. It's a pretty fun peak. I mean, obviously I did it by now, but it was a pretty fun peak to go up. At the top there, I'd give it a level rating of a, I don't know, a 6. It wasn't too hard, 6 to 7, depending on your skill level. So I think this is a good last checkpoint. And at this point in time, it's getting closer to sunset, and the view on top of El Paso Peak is just amazing. So you can see all the China Peak Valley up there. You can see all of Randsburg. You can see all the way back across the Jawbone area. It's really an awesome view at the top of El Paso Peak. So being as this is my first time going there, just kind of picking any route to get up there, just following any trail, just heading that direction. Nothing was too hard, so we didn't have any hard crazy. The hard stuff was definitely the morning loop, or the loop 1, which by loop 2, yeah, if we had to do what we did in loop 1, it'd be too much by now. You can see the sun's getting low. We've been riding a long time. I know this video's only an hour long, but I think the ride for most people takes 6 hours, which may be more or less depending on how fast you want to go or if you have any bike trouble. Which 6-hour ride in a day is not 6 hours of hard enduro. I mean, it's a 6-hour ride, which is still a lot. I think most people will be able to make this checkpoint 6, though. It's not too difficult. Look at the tall peak off to the right there, about 2 o'clock. That is not it, but we're going just to the left of that, going to the trail. And actually, the tall peak is off to the left, straight at 12 o'clock right there. It goes a little bit farther. You can't see it, but there's a little peak past that. That's the top of El Paso Peak. And I'm telling you, the view there, it's worth it. The view there is just amazing. So we're just kind of zigzagging our way up there. Soccer ball straight at 12 o'clock right now. That's where the soccer ball is. You can see now that peak's off to the right there. Just kind of nice little climb. Little rocky, chundery climb up there. Just carry your momentum. The momentum gets you up this stuff. I know it's loose, but the momentum will just carry you right up and over these climbs. They're not too steep. There's not like a full gas kind of climb here. And they're not ultra sandy, so you're still getting some good grip with the rocks. I know these rocky climbs are intimidating, but honestly, you just let the bike do its thing, and it goes over these loose stuff pretty good. You can hear I'm not revved out or anything, and she's still climbing pretty good. The main line's rutted out, so that's why I'm getting off the main line here, just getting some fresh terrain. But Trixie made it up here pretty good. My tire's pretty worn out too, so I have some real shaved off knobs. If you guys got a freshie, you're not going to have any trouble climbing up these climbs. All right, get up here, and off to the left is the top of that's El Paso. You can see the views. It's amazing once you get up there. One more little climb. Now it's a looks more intimidating than it is just because the sun's casting that shadow. And you are looking straight into the sun, so you can't, your eyes are squinting right now. There goes Ashton, he's up leading the charge to the top of the peak there. And I can't see, but he goes right, and then there's a trail that goes left. So you can see he's going right, you just see him on the ridgeline, you see him going right. And I don't see that just because the sun's right in my face. So here I start my climb here. Start off too slow, I would come in a lot hotter next time, but you still get a lot of grip. It's not as steep as it looks. Trixie gets up here, no problem. So I see there's a trail going off here, but I'm like, this doesn't go to the top. I'm like, did Ashton go this way? Couldn't have. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's get to the top. There we go. Here's about a difficulty of a 7. That's what I call a 7 here. Maybe a 6. It's really not that bad. So from Randsburg to here, this was another, took us, I think, a little under 30 minutes to get over here, and we weren't going race pace at all. So I think all these checkpoints would be cut down in time. If you want to go a little bit quicker, it wouldn't take that long. You could probably finish the whole Poker run in under 5 hours if you're really moving. That's a nice chunky rocks through here. I'm trying to stay up high. I guess you could go around down to the right there, but what's the fun in that? You gotta stay up on the ridge line here. Pop the front end to the left a little bit. Keep your balance, folks. Don't want to fall on these jagged rocks here. But this is El Paso Peak. And you're not on top unless you're on top. You know what I'm saying here? So if it's not congested and busy, get your bike on up to the top. There we go. This is the top right here. Look at this, folks. Look at that view. What a view. This is what I love about dirt biking. Yeah, I'm gonna walk out here to the edge and give myself the heebie-jeebies looking over the cliff right there. That is a drop-off, folks. Woo! Woo! All right, we all made it up here. 3 bikes can fit on top of the peak here. Well done, gentlemen.
You're not on top until you're on top.
That's right. All right, let's bust out the cash can. I brought one with me just for this peak. And I think it's worth it.
That is an awesome view.
Yeah, it is. All right. I was thinking about what to write. Start the story here. Congratulations, you made it to the top, blah, 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 blah. George, the guy behind the bars, the voice behind the mic. Sign, El Paso Peak. Grab your sticker. Put your name in the books. Poker run day, there'll be a deck of cards. Grab your card. Got a royal flush by now.
Where's the stash going?
It is, and then just pile rocks over it there.
Yeah, you gotta find the perfect spot. For this spot. Oh, that's good right there. We looked around. I didn't see any other sign-in books. There might have been one.
Perfect.
But it don't matter. I got my own. I just take my own sign-in book wherever I go. So from here, checkpoint 7's just back to home base at the rig. And if you got some extra time, which we do, we're gonna do some hill climbing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So to the right of us, we're gonna drop down in the canyon and climb up some hills, which is apparently Kyle's kryptonite. He's a great rider, but when it comes to hill climbing, we gotta get him some more practice, y'all. Gotta get over that hill climbing phobia. I love hill climbing. I get to practice it quite a bit, especially being out here. And then there's a spot over by my house that by Avenel that just has some massive hills. So I love hill climbing. It's just a lot of fun. If I could be a hill climber, if I had a hill climbing bike, those guys are crazy. I've always wanted to do a hill climbing competition. I don't have the bike to do it though. If you don't want to mess around, you can just go straight back to the rig. You don't have to do all this extra stuff. So just back to the rig. There's an easier service road off to the right, but we're just finding some of these little single track trails. You just keep that soccer ball off to your left there, and you'd know where to go back to the rig. I never get lost. I do have my handy Trixie map in front of me, keeping my Onyx off-road map.
Fresh tracks.
Easy, yeah, we're going down the hill. I'm like, there's fresh tracks. Someone just went through here. Let's go down here too. There's some backside. There's some big hill climbs on this backside down here. And I gotta get myself a hill climb. Gotta get Ashton to get a big hill climb, and then Kyle, he needs a practice of hill climbing. Silver Kings has a hill climb. Donner had one, but they don't have one anymore. They took it out, but Silver King still has a big hill climb in it. So you just gotta be prepared. Going downhill, got this
Got in the rut.
big old rut. And of course, I aim straight for it every time. I'm trying to force myself to think outside the box. Get outside the rut. You gotta think outside the rut. Just a nice, soft, crumbly downhill through the canyon here. Get all the way down to the bottom, and then we're gonna start climbing up. Get to the fun stuff. All right, all the way down. Now we're climbing up. I saw a little line, which I kind of lost it at this point. It's off to my left, I believe. So I'm kind of just blazing a new trail up here, which I don't think anyone's gonna mind. But this might be it. I don't know. It's an old line, but we'll get up here and then it'll jump on a more current line there. You can see kind of an old line burnt in right here. Hey, jump on this line right here. Got one more little hill to climb up, and then you'll see the full view of the hill climb we got to get up here. All these climbs are just full gas. Even myself, I need to get used to that full gas kind of climb. We're going to Jawbone tomorrow. And Jawbone, see that big old line there? Very rutted out. I'm like, oh, that rut looks a little bit too gnarly for me, right? But actually, I could have picked a line next to the rut, and I think I would have been fine. So I'm going to ride this little route. And once you get this point here, you need to get on the gas. Come on, Georgia, get on the gas. It's not as bad as what it looks like. You just gotta keep the RPMs up, which I didn't. I guess I'm saying what you should do, and then I didn't do it. Anyways, get up here, cross over a little bit. It's real soft. Once you lose your momentum, you almost can't get it started again because your back tire just digs on in. Anyways, got up close enough to the top though. I was able to save it right there. Got one last little climb to do. It looks worse. Of course, it don't look that bad on the camera, but when you're there, it looks worse than it really was. There's some chunky rocks to dodge left and right. I should have been on the gas a little bit more. When I get up to right here, I should have went back down again and made a second attempt at it, but I'm so close to the top. I do the old just hop off and give it. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a push instead of going back down. Kyle and Ashton are still at the bottom, just making sure I'm gonna get up before they even start to tackle it. But I'm able to get up here. I wish I would have gone down the second time just so I could do it clean, one shot. But up is up, folks, and it's going to be in the books. It's going to count. I'm going to get it to the top of here, and then my batteries are all run out for the day. Like I said, we've been riding 7 hours by this point, so went through all the batteries that I got. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be the Thanksgiving Day poker run put on by Hardcore Enduro himself, me, the guy behind the bars. Hope you guys want to do it. If you are interested, just email me at george@hardcoreenduro.com, which will be in the description. And as November 23rd, I feel like the hard stuff, I'm gonna bring it. It could be as hard as you want, or if I did make it, it could be a little bit easier too. It's gonna be fun. Fun day anyways. If you don't make all the checkpoints, like I said, it's not a race. Just come out and have a time. And if you don't want to do the poker run, you can just ride around and have some fun. And with that, we're gonna bring this video to an end. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next video, get out, ride, and get some. Ew!
Yeah, buddy. Oh, see, sometimes just doing it a second try is so much better than trying to push. Yeah. Let's go. Oh.